It's affordable, it's easy to carry, very well made, and definitely worth a look if you're looking for a power station. Today, we're taking a look at the BULLBAT Adventurer 700 watt, 613 watt hour portable power station. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So I've been doing a lot of power stations lately, and I have some really large ones coming up soon. But this one seems to be a good kind of mid-range power station for those of you looking to get into a decent power station without taking up a ton of space in your home. You know, a lot of people live in tiny homes, a lot of people live in RVs. Something like this, as you can see, let's give you a quick tour of it, is not ridiculously huge. It's a nice, compact device. It also is all aluminum on the outside, so this thing is pretty well made. Now, there is plastic on the handle and on the front here, but this is all rubberized, and you got aluminum there. So not only do you have better, defense against it getting bumped or dropped, but it also cools a bit faster as well. So this will easily handle most of your devices. As far as plugs go and AC power, you're going to be fine on that. You got 700 watts on that. That's really not bad. Now, the surge on it is impressive because the surge goes up to 1200 watts. So if you have a device that kicks on and then surges to 1200 and comes back down, or surges to 1500 and comes back down to like 6, he'll handle it no problem at all. The really nice part about this is the display. It's very easy to read from a distance. I've been using this now all week in my videos. The lights that you see going on out here, you don't really see them, but the lights that are giving you light to show you this are all have been powered for this all week. And running it with as many videos as I shoot in a week, running it full time, I got only 89%, down to 89%. That's not bad at all. Now, yes, I was only using the USB plugs here. I wasn't going nuts and using everything else. But really impressive for that to last that long. I have a smaller Blue Eddy that I used to use for that, and it didn't have the watt hours. I mean, I have to charge it after 3 or 4 videos. This thing's done at least 10 of them, and it's still 89%. So let's talk about it quickly about what this thing has. It's got a bunch of input ports, okay? You've got 2 AC ports on the back, okay? And remember, that's a 700 watt combined. It's not 7 and 7. It's maybe 3 and 2 or, whatever. Something. It's not a total. It's a total of 700 watts for both ports, okay? On the front, you've got 3 USB-A ports up top there, okay? You got 2 USB-C ports, and these are in and out as well, okay? And there's an interesting thing about that. We'll get to it later. These are in and out. You do have a 12-volt regulated power supply down here, regulated DC outlet here at 13.8. Okay, you got a little 12-volt barrel connector. These are your inputs as well. Now you have your Anderson power pole inputs down here and your barrel connector input as well. We are going to be using the Anderson power pole inputs. Both of these, the interesting thing about these is the barrel connector and the power put both have the same amount of power they can take in. These can take up to 200 watts max. All right. Now, here's the interesting thing about this. If you want to charge this with, say, solar and the PD port, you can. So I can take a PD plug here, stick it in there with an adapter, plug it into my wall, and run a solar panel outside, and this will charge up in 2.4 hours from completely dead. 2.5 hours, I'm sorry. So that's really not bad. Now, by DC only, you're going to get about 3 hours charge. And with the Anderson input, depending on what you're using as far as power, panels go, we're going to be using a 120 watt one today. But what you're using, depending, how it works, you're going to be able to do it in about 3.5 to 5 hours, depending on the sun. And there's a lot of variables when it comes to solar charging. So this does have very fast solar charging, and under continuous solar power, this battery can be fully charged, like I said, in 3.5 to 5 hours, okay? And they say in one thing 3.5 to 5, then they say 4 to 8. So the first thing we're going to do with this before we test it out, because I have run it down to 89%, is we're going to charge it up, see how fast we can get it in a little bit of time here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the panel that I have on the side, and we're going to do this similar to the way I did the other one. I'm going to put that panel out on the side of the house right here, not in front, but on the side of the house where the sun is kind of passing over. It's kind of coming this way right now. And we're going to see, because maybe I'm doing this during some kind of civil unrest, some kind of problem, some kind of disaster. I don't want my solar panels out in front of my house to get stolen. So I'm going to stick them behind the fence there where I have cameras and see just how long it takes. So let me hook that all up and I'll show you what it looks like once it's rolling. All right, so I want to show you inside. Again, this is not an optimum sun. It is literally out there leaning up against my plants. and I'm getting 74 watts. Not bad. We're just going to let it run for a while and top off a little bit. I'm not, of course, going to top off the whole thing, but we're going to take it outside and show you how I have it set up. Now the sun's going to get really bright here. Sorry. Anyway, let's take you outside here and show you how I have it set up. Okay, so there they are. There are the panels, just sitting there. Okay, just leaning up against it. The sun is kind of shining this way, but more this way, so we won't get optimum sunlight, but you'll get a good amount. And again, I have it behind my fence window, my fence screen there, so I have a little bit of protection from it walking off should I need to use this in an emergency. So let's take it back inside and let's see about how long we can get this going here. Let me move it around here. There we go. We're getting 79 now. Let me close the door so you can see. We're up to 80. There you go. So let's give it a little bit and see how it performs. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes and we're already up like 4 percentage points here. Not bad. What I'm going to do is let this finish up, then we're going to put it up on the counter, then we're going to test some stuff with it and see. And by the way, it does have pass-through charging. I actually just tested that. I plugged in my e-bike to charge it just to see if it worked. So it does have pass-through charging. While we're charging it with solar, we can use it. So I'm going to let this run a little bit longer, then we're going to take it up on the counter, and we're going to test it out with some stuff and see what kind of performance this puts out. All right, so I brought it up to the counter here about 15 minutes or so. We're at 97%. I got to say, that's really, really good, especially for the panels being in a very inefficient position and not in direct sunlight and blocked by a house, a tree. I mean, that was really good. So it definitely does a good job charging up by solar, definitely optimizes whatever you're putting into it and gives you the best possible charge you can get. So before we begin the testing of putting everything else on here on it and trying it out, I want to show you what it comes with. One of the things you're going to get right off the bat is this guy right here. Now, I used my own, but this will plug into your solar connectors, into your Anderson power pole. So you can use pretty much any solar panel you want. These are pretty standard connectors for solar panels. And plug it right in there, and you're good to go. You're going to get a car charger as well. Remember to charge only when your car's engine is running and your alternator is running. Otherwise, you'll kill your battery really quick. And you will get a wall charger. This guy right here. Okay, so that definitely does a really good job keeping it topped off. And even if you're in a situation where you can't have solar panels, this charges very, very quickly. Like I said, about 3 hours from 3 hours with the wall plug. So definitely very cool. All right, so let's get some stuff together here. I did want to show you the manual quickly. Manual is very easy to read, really no issues, nothing funny. I'd say the first 4 pages are nothing but warnings. And then you get into the meat and potatoes of everything. So kind of gives you an idea of what everything is. Very easy to read. No kind of poor English in there. It's very easy to understand. So let's start plugging stuff in and see what we can do. Now, the first thing I want to plug in, of course, is my phone. Now, I want to turn my DC on. Let's plug in the phone. Okay, I'm getting 2 watts on the phone. It is charging. I heard it do its little noise there. We're going to plug in the little Redivus GMRS radios. I'm not sure if this thing needs a charge or not, but yep. Here we go. Well, we'll turn it on. That usually gives it a good charge. Okay. And this guy here, now this is a blow-up light from Climate. It's basically a cob LED on a light. You blow it up and you get a little bit of a light, but I'm going to just plug it in for the light factor. There we go. Okay. We got that running. Now, I'm going to get the thing ready for the thing over here, the cooler, and we're going to plug it in front here and see how that works for a cigarette lighter plug. All right, so everything is running on the front here. It's only showing an output of 4 watts, believe it or not, which I find kind of hard to believe because I know this guy draws about 20 watts, so it's a little bit of an inaccuracy there. Not going to worry about it. Gives me about 34 hours on this. On the back here, you can see it is running. The green light is on. It is cooling. So that's everything charging up from my phone to the radio to this light here that's running, and that all on the DC power. So what we're going to do next is try some heavy load AC devices. I am going to try the heat gun. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I know for a fact the hammer drill will work because we've tried it before. So let me get that set up. All right, folks. Now what we're going to do here is try the, as Hobotech calls it, the solar degenerator. This is a heat gun. We're going to see how this thing does. Let's turn it on here. Now I do have it on low, because I know high is a little high for this. It wouldn't take it. But on low, I've got an hour's worth, drawing about 500. Let's try it on high and see how it falls, if it falls. Look at that. It's holding its own at 1,000 watts. I thought it was going to fall. All right. That's impressive, because this is rated for 700 watts. And that went well over 700 watts for that time there. I mean, of course, I'm not going to run it forever. Obviously, it's not going to work forever. But that was pretty darn impressive. Okay. Let us try. I'm going to put this on the floor because it's hot. Let's try the hammer drill next. All right. You plug it in the back. All right. Give it a shot here. Now, this is going to be noisy. Yes, I know it's noisy. I won't try to talk over it. All right, so we had a jump up to 720 something, I forget what it was, and then it went settled down around 200 to 300. So it definitely will handle that, no problem at all. What I like about this is the fan runs when it needs to, but then it turns off. It's not ridiculous. It doesn't run consistently the whole time, over and over and over again. All right, so I've got my little mini fridge on the other side of the garage here, unplugged and sitting there waiting to kick in that compressor on it. So let's take it over to the other side of the room there, finish up the test and see how that works. I'm sure you guys, if you've watched my videos before, have seen my setup here. I have my ice maker on the top here, and let's push the camera down. My little portable fridge in here. I just keep waters in that for the summertime. What I'm going to do is plug this in the back here. Now I haven't had it unplugged for a while, so we're going to see what the compressor does, and I do have my light here plugged in too. So we're drawing 12 watts off of DC. Let's get that AC working. Hopefully it'll do something. All right, there you go. I had to open the door for a little bit longer. We're at 69 watts. I hear the compressor down there kick on, and it did shoot up to about 350 when it turned on at first. So there you go. It runs a mini fridge, no problem. Even with my light plugged in, it's 5.9 hours. And remember that this does have pass-through charging, so I can put the solar panel outside and run my mini fridge on this for a whole lot longer. Now, once the mini fridge calms down, I'm going to close the door. Once that gets to temperature, that's going to stop, of course. And then you'll be able to keep running it for however long you want to. So, let us get this back on the table, finish up. I'll give you some information on it, because it is a very, very affordable power station for the price and for the performance it's given. So, let's get it back on the table and finish up the video. You guys really didn't think I wasn't going to test this with a window unit, did you? Now, I know the window unit isn't in the right place. It probably shouldn't be there. It's got stuff on top of it. But it is putting out ice cold air. I did hear the compressor kick on. We got 1.6 hours, 312 watts. And it is working. And that's pretty darn impressive. All in all, I got to say, that's pretty darn impressive. Now, I do have to put this in a weird way. Let me show you. See? Because it hangs out at the bottom. That's common in most the solar power stations, but it is working. It is doing what it's supposed to do. I'm impressed. All right, now let's finish up the video. All right, so we're back on the table here. Now, what do I think? My final thoughts on it, gotta say, I am really impressed. This thing put out way more power than I thought it would for the heat gun, and I really did not expect it to do that. I expected it to fault right away once it went over 1,000 for a little bit of time. It does have a surge of 1,200 for 3 seconds. So for that to do that, I'm impressed. That worked very well. And you saw it, ran the air conditioning unit. You know, won't run it for long, but it did run it, no problem. Ran the little mini fridge, ran a bunch of stuff here on the counter. So definitely a neat little unit. Now the price on it. Okay, these are on sale, so I do want you guys to check it out. The price I'm seeing as of today is $419.99. Okay, you will be able to pick up one of these at the link below. I will put it there. And got to say, that's a decent price on a 700 watt power station. I remember when these were $1.50 a watt, then they went to $1 a watt, and now they're coming down a lot. But you're also starting to see a lot more higher end 2,000 and 3,000 watt and 5,000 watt units. So a 700 watt unit should serve you pretty well, especially if you're in a more urban area, you know, where you maybe have an apartment, you can't put solar panels outside, you know, and you're not going to really run a ton of stuff. Maybe you want to just run a few things, a radio, maybe you want to charge some stuff up, your phone, whatever. In an emergency, something like this could definitely come in handy. So that's the video for today. We'll put the link down below. You can check it out for yourself and see if you like it. Below that link will be our Amazon affiliate store. Don't forget to shop in there. It really helps us out, bring more content to you guys. And you don't have to do anything special. You just click that link and buy it on Amazon, which you normally would. If you have a big purchase coming up on Amazon, click the link and shop. Can't beat it. Below that is our freeze-dried wholesalers. Okay, I have some cool stuff coming up as of tomorrow for freeze-dried wholesalers. Again, these videos, you may not be watching this in the order I'm putting it out in. You may be watching this 2 years from now. So if you want to check that out, tune in tomorrow. Don't forget to click subscribe and click the bell if you're interested. But if you click my link for freeze-dried wholesalers, you're going to save 15%. You don't have to do anything. You just click the link and save the money. When you check out, you'll get your discount right there. Below that is our My Patriot supply. That's preparewithiridium.com. We have $250 off a 3-month kit. If you've got no supplies and you're kind of nervous about where things are going in the world, like I know most of us are, check them out. You can really get stocked up. We also have a 4-week kit that's got $50 off, so definitely check them out. And below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Thank you to all of my new delivery and consultant customers. I really appreciate all of you. If you are interested in Thrive, click the link. You don't have to join anything to try it out. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.